Close, very, very, very close. It's one of those things to where we had our first staff meeting. Usually we have staff meetings on every Monday, and so we pushed it off. So that was our vacation and a chance to celebrate this thing a little bit longer. So we got that one day. We had our staff meeting today, and we're probably going to close up and close the books on the indoor season because we go to spring break in San Diego. So we're going to have a little staff retreat and continue to kind of reflect back on it a little bit and kind of recalibrate and get back to work for the outdoor season, which we're excited for, and it's probably our most fun and popular season.
You kind of spoke to it a little bit up here, but just talk about what you kind of your plans for the Oregon preview this weekend and what you know, kind of just how that sets you up.
Yeah, and those are some of the things that we talked about in our staff meeting this morning about who we're going to compete, what's the plan for them, what's the long-term outreaching goals, and those were the ideas that we kind of move forward with this weekend. We have a lot of kids that are going to compete this weekend. You guys sometimes may not remember that there's 120 kids on our team, men and women combined, and so you're going to see a lot of faces that you probably haven't seen before. You know, and we discussed some of the things about redshirting and not redshirting, who's going to run unattached and who's not going to run at all. And all of those things were some of the conversations that we talked about, and then we'll try to finalize here over the next day or so.
Obviously, a huge accomplishment and a special feeling when you guys are actually there in Albuquerque. But to bring back and have this crowd just be so excited to see it, does that sort of re-energize and re-spark those same emotions you felt that?
Hey, you just sitting there and watching the films, like I'm assuming I've seen some of those races 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 20 times now, and you still get goosebumps and rekindle some of the feelings and some of the emotions that was going there. Like, I'm usually an even keel guy, and I remember running down that straightaway there, looking at the scoreboard, grasping my hands like, oh my goodness, what is happening? And getting ready and preparing my speech to talk to Phyllis about, I told you not to leave it so late. And so to pull out that win on the women's side and then already have the men wrapped in the bag, like we were asked the questions about all week long about what it's like to win the 5th title, and we weren't asked any questions on the men's side. And for the men to win so convincingly and do their job and do their part, you know, it was an awesome feeling. And so it kind of amplified the pressure a little bit because the men's championship was already decided, and then you got to wait 30 minutes to see what happens with the women's title, with them running all the heats of the women's 4x4 there. So being here, seeing the crowd and so supportive, like, people don't understand how fortunate and how blessed we are to be here in TrackTown, USA. Like, this is just, it's surreal.
I'm sorry.
No, it's just a blessing.
Parker was hammering home just how special was the fact that it was a sweep, not just the fact that the women won 5 straight. Does it make it more special for you as the coach, the fact that it was a sweep and not just 5 straight?
Yeah, absolutely. The sweep to win the men and women, you know, you don't understand, and you guys probably don't get it as much, but there's just as much as there's people that have well wishers, there's just as many naysayers out there as well that said that the men are a long way away and that we're not close to being able to pull it off. And you know, we try to limit that noise, and we always talk about in our staff meetings, put your head in the sand and stay the course. And we've done that all year long with not only our men but our women. And so it's really special. You know, I often ask the question of, is it more special to win on the women's side or more special to win on the men's side? And I don't have to worry about it now because we got both.
Seen that picture of you in the Let's Run?
I have not seen it. Which one?
The fist bump? You've got an expression on your face I've never seen before.
Yeah, like you guys have no idea. It's definitely special. I don't know if I'm probably doing it justice with the words here, but the feeling in my stomach and the nerves and the hair that stands up on the back of your neck. You know, you guys were there. You've seen it as well. And it's not only me, but I think I tweeted out a picture of this is what a happy AD looks like. You know, to have our administration be there, and not just only our administration and Vin and Rob, but the guy that runs our big guy in Rob Mullins that runs our athletic department, and see him so into it. Like, he sat with us in our game planning and our strategy session on Friday night. So we were up till 1 or so or 2 o'clock in the morning, game planning on what needed to happen in the next day, and he was right there with us the whole time. And so I knew he was into it when I watched him, and he's pacing back and forth, and then he's there in the warm-up room looking, talking about what had happened with that, and then asking about the results. So he's definitely into it, and that just means so much to me to have that type of support from the top.
Hey, you talked about having a big team, and obviously not all of them were there this weekend. Did you come back to a group of people who are pretty excited and ready to get out and compete this weekend?
Absolutely. Another group there. Of course, the social media thing is amazing, but they sent us a picture. Both the men's and women's team got together at Hayward Field. It was an awesome day, a beautiful day here at Hayward Field, and they tweeted out a picture of them talking about sending love to the Ducks in Albuquerque. And they're just as thrilled and just as excited to be back. And be ready to open up their season as well. And we're excited to get started with the outdoor season. Cross country is over, indoors is over, and now it's outdoors. And I know there was a big to-do there about the scoring and the meets and all of that stuff with our outdoor season, but there's no conspiracy theory. 90% of our fans and our season ticket holders have renewed their season tickets, and they're excited just like we are about our outdoor season.
If there's no conspiracy, then what happened to the Pepsi Team Invitational?
It's still going to be the Pepsi Invitational meet.
What happened to the
and then we're going to have that. We're going to have that meet as well as a dual meet. So it's still going to be the Pepsi meet. It's still going to be a scoring opportunity for our team, and that's exactly what it's going to be.
What happened to the 14 meet?
We're going to have a dual meet with someone that we think that is a national contender. And one of the things when you run a combined program, if you remember any of the meets that we've had before, some teams bring only men, some teams bring only women, and we found someone that is a national contender on both sides to come in and duel us, and we're excited about that.
All right. Thank you.